everyone, Anneke Godlewski here for another episode of Maximum Storytelling. We are live in the Maximum Lawyer Guild and here for another week of talking all things video and all things storytelling. This week, I wanted to talk about how to utilize what is going on in the news as the perfect platform or the perfect fodder, if you will, for creating video. When I used to work for a mid-sized personal injury firm in Toledo, Ohio, we would always check the news to see, just what was going on and if there was anything that kind of applied to the types of cases that we handled. A lot of times there were, major car accidents that might have happened or serious work injuries that had made the news. And we wanted to be able to talk about it, but we also wanted to be able to provide the general public with some legal commentary on what people in those same situations should also be doing. We would write about it on our website. We would usually create a video if we had enough time, to do it. But the main focus was, again, to let people know that if they are facing those same issues, you are that person that they should be calling, especially if it was a situation that was happening locally. So one of the easiest ways to do that is obviously to download all of the local news apps on your phone. You can set notifications, follow them on social media. You can set up notifications right in social media as well to make sure that anytime any sort of breaking news happens at all, you're there, you're getting the notification. Every morning when I wake up, I look at Apple News just right on my iPhone to see what's going on in the world. We all are surrounded by breaking news all the time. I mean, we're bombarded by our electronic devices constantly. So if you train yourself to kind of think about what's trending in the news in terms of your practice and your firm, then it becomes a little bit easier to identify those potential video topics, as you go along. So, you can also scroll through social media and see what other people are talking about. Paying attention to what's trending on Twitter is always a really good way to figure out what's going on in the world. We also would sign up for Google Alerts. So you can go into Google News and type in specific keywords, and that way anytime anything hits the news that is applicable to those keywords, you get an email or a notification on your phone letting you know that there is a news story that is, that matches what it is you're talking about, or that matches, what it is you want to talk about. Again, in the personal injury world, we would, we would set up keywords for Toledo car accident, Ohio car accident, semi-truck accident, anything that was, major and newsworthy in the PI realm, I guess. So there's a couple of different ways that you can approach it. A lot of, you will see some firms out there that try to talk about the names of the people that were involved in the accident and, talk about it in such a way that you're kind of asking that family to call you. You really want to stray away from having that type of approach. It really, turns a lot of people off. We have seen other firms who, blatantly write about those accidents on their website, and then it just kind of looks, ambulance chasey. So pretty much how you want to approach a very sensitive subject is, give a little bit of a brief outline on what happened, and then say something along the lines of, chances are that family is going to be contacted by the insurance company. Chances are that person involved in the accident is going to be facing, months of recovery, and they may not be sure how to pay the bills. Go through all of those things that the potential, that potential client would be thinking about and be worried about, and explain what they should be doing in that situation. A really good example of national news, stories that often pop up here and there are all of the celebrities who pass away without any wills. I mean, that is a perfect, for any type of estate planning attorney out there, that's a perfect thing to talk about. I was shocked to, every time a celebrity passes away without a will, it just blows my mind. But I was shocked to, look at a complete list. I mean, of course, it's not a fully complete list, but I mean, Prince, Michael Jackson, Amy Winehouse, Kurt Cobain, Jimi Hendrix, Aretha Franklin. I mean, all of these people who have passed away without any type of outline on where they want their assets to go, is newsworthy. Their death is newsworthy in and of itself, but also the fact that they had so much money, but they didn't go through the steps that every person should take to make sure that their assets are passed on is also a newsworthy thing, right? So taking the time to put out a video about that and about the importance of preparing, preparing well before your time, it's your time to go, is definitely important. And that will also get a lot of, a lot of traction, because you're talking about something that is extremely relevant. Attorney Mitch Jackson, he runs Legal Minds out on the West Coast. He's a big fan of this. He calls it newsjacking. But again, it's taking anything that's in, that's going on in the world and putting your own commentary on it. Now, it's especially helpful for attorneys because you guys are at the advantage. You have the advantage of being able to provide true legal commentary that not a lot of people in the general public can do. Everyone can give their opinion about, about something, or they can talk about how they feel reading something in the news, but your opinions hold more weight because you went to law school and because you have a law degree. So it's also, very interesting for people in the media to read your opinions or to hear your opinions on these videos, because reporters are always looking for legal commentary on different cases that they might not even realize that they're cases, but they're always looking for legal commentary on situations that pop up in breaking news. For instance, after Natasha Richardson passed away in the skiing accident years and years ago, a really good friend of mine, Michelle Davis, her husband, Chris Davis, is a personal injury attorney in Seattle. She read about that. She read about the traumatic brain injury that Natasha suffered when she was skiing, and then after she had passed away. And she turned to her husband. She's like, "This is stuff that we handle all the time. You should definitely, reach out to the media and talk about this and give them the legal commentary." And since no other attorney out there had taken the time to put out to the general public what the legal ramifications were of her accident, he was the only one. And Anderson Cooper from CNN, he picked it up. He saw the information that they had written about, he saw the information that the Davises wrote about on their website, and then they had him on CNN for an interview. So sometimes it can seem like, if you're taking the time to discuss a national case, but you're just a sort of a smaller town attorney, it can be easy to think that you wouldn't get any attention from it, or you wouldn't get any views or anything like that. But it is quite possible, especially if you're the only one out there, the only one out there that's doing it. Another easy way to get people to pay attention to some of these videos and to get them in the right hands is to reach out to reporters ahead of time and say, "Hey, look, if you ever are in need of legal commentary on any of the stories that you guys have coming out, or any breaking news that might happen, don't hesitate to call me. Follow my YouTube channel, follow me on social media, because I love to put out videos on any type of breaking news. And there's also, there's often legal commentary that I apply to those different breaking news situations." So the reporters will come to trust you and to trust the idea that they can turn to you if they need that legal commentary, that all of these reporters need it anyway. But they're also looking for a way to differentiate their story from the other news stations who are covering the exact same thing. Here in Toledo, we have the NBC affiliate, the ABC affiliate, the CBS affiliate. then the CBS affiliate is kind of merged with the Fox affiliate. So anytime you turn on the news, all 3/4 of those stations are covering the same exact thing. How does one reporter make their story better and different than the other 3 stations? Well, they can add in that extra layer of legal commentary, which again is going to make their story just a little bit deeper and a little bit more meaningful. So if you put it out there to these reporters that you are available to do that, and that you are always making sure that you are giving legal commentary and creating videos about the breaking news situations that pop up, then you're going to naturally increase your the people who follow you. And then also when it comes time for you to send a press release out about anything newsworthy that you have going on in your own firm or in your own caseload, then those reporters are going to be more likely to pay attention to those press releases that you send out, because you already took the time to enhance their stories beforehand. One thing that we did at the old firm is we sent out little key tags that to all of the reporters. We just went on ABC, CBS, Fox, NBC. We went on the large newspaper that was in town and some of the smaller newspapers too. We went on to all of their websites and we collected every single person that we could find on the website, whether it was a reporter or a salesperson or a producer or a cameraman, anyone. And we put them all into a spreadsheet. We had these little key tags that it worked as a lost key return program. So essentially you would put the tag on your key ring. Each tag had its own individual number that was attached to the person's name in our database. So if the person lost their keys, they were able to, and somebody found those keys, that person who found the keys could call our office and say, hey, I found these set of keys. The number on it is 87234. We would look up that number. We would let the person who lost their keys know that their keys were found. We would give a reward to the person who found the keys and took the time to call in. So that was the initial purpose of those key tags. But for the media and for all of the reporters and all of those, people behind the scenes that were putting out all of this, these breaking news stories, we sent key tags to them too. We had pre-assigned their names to those individual little numbers on the key tags. But we did that along with a letter that said, hey, we just wanted to give this little gift to you. It's our lost key tag program. We explained, how it worked. But then we also said, keep this on your keys, because if there's any time that you come across a breaking news story that you need legal commentary on, call us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We did have an answering service after hours to make sure that any of those calls did get to the attorney. Call us and we'll be happy to provide legal commentary for your stories anytime breaking news hits. And it was nice because we got a lot of feedback from the reporters who were really appreciative of having that resource. And, they always had at their fingertips somebody to give them additional information. Even if it was a breaking news story that didn't have anything to do with what was practiced at our firm. In this instance, it was, personal injury and workers' compensation, wrongful death, things like that. If it was a high profile divorce and there was, so much media attention about it, those reporters were still invited to contact us because we could put them in touch with anyone in our network who is practiced at handling those high level, or those divorces that might have, a ton of assets or, we always have experts in our circle that we're happy to send these reporters to. So we always told those reporters, call us no matter what, and we can point you in the right direction. It's no different than when we tell all of our clients, hey, contact me if you have any legal concern, even if your legal concern regards something that you don't think that I handle, call me anyway. We want to be your attorney for life. We want to be that legal sounding board for you, because we have a network of people that we really trust and that we can help send you to, instead of you guys, the potential client blindly looking in the dark for somebody that, might not be a good fit. We can kind of vet those referrals for you. So again, building those relationships with the media, creating video about creating videos about any of the breaking news stories that are going on out there in the world can really help build your build your following, build your channel, and can give you something to talk about. Because let's face it, we all know that we have to do video. It's just kind of hard sometimes to think about interesting things to talk about. And so in this instance, you can let the news do all of the work for you. So if you have any suggestions on what you guys want to see on Maximum Storytelling, please make sure to let me know. And if you have done any newsjacking stories, be sure to let me know too. We would love to share those around. Shout out to Mitch Jackson, who is brilliant at doing all these things. He really is exciting to watch when it comes to this topic. So be sure to join us every Wednesday from 12:30 Central, 1:30 Eastern, every Wednesday live in the Maximum Guild, or for those of you that are listening at home, the podcast is available on MaximumLawyer.com. So thanks again for joining.